Hey you guys, welcome back to Ellarie's World. I filmed this really, it was so difficult to name this video because I had no idea what I was doing. I started off with like one color, which is my lid color that I wanted to work around. And you know, boom, boom, stuff happened. Glitter got thrown at me, like, yeah. So I was inspired by this little eyeshadow slick stuff. Never heard of it before. I never heard of this brand actually before. They sent me some stuff a couple of weeks ago and I thought the packaging was pretty, but I hadn't opened anything until like yesterday. And if you follow me on Snapchat or Instagram, you saw that I posted this like purple lip with this gold pigment on my lid. It was from their brand. It was called Washington Ave. And the little compact, maybe I should show it to you real quick. This little thing here, it came with a brush, like a mini brush. I left it around here somewhere. And when you open the top, if you can flip it open, yeah, it comes with a mirror. This is a primer. I've never seen an eyeshadow primer together, but you know, I'm a little late on a lot of stuff. So I thought that was cool because usually the primer that comes with the brand is the best to work with the pigment. So you don't have to worry about buying it separately. So you have the primer right here and then you open this part and then you have this pretty pigment. Anyways, this tutorial has nothing to do with this pigment. I'm just showing you to show you that there's a cool brand at Sephora that I was late on called Ciate or Ciate or Ciate. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name. I'm sure I've slaughtered it. Back to this look, they also sent me some of these cooling eyeshadow slicks. And this was the first one I opened and I instantly was like, I'm gonna wear that today. But basically it's like a primer and an eyeshadow in one. And when you put it on, it like cools your lids. Like it makes your lids feel cool. Not really sure why you would need your lids to be cooled, but I thought it was cool, no pun intended. This is the color that I have on my lid. It's called Ski Bunny and it looks like this underneath the glitter. I have glitter on, so I'm just showing you what it looks like without the glitter. It's a little sticky when you first put it on, not hella sticky, but you know, it has a slight stick to it. So I applied like this really finely graded glitter on top of it, which you have to be careful with when you choose not to use a glitter adhesive and you choose to use like a creamy eyeshadow or a different type of base, because you will have fallout, which you will see later on in the tutorial. I had a little bit of fallout, but I got it together. Make sure if you do use these with a really fine glitter, I wouldn't recommend like a regular glitter. Like I said, the one I used is like really graduated, I hope that's the word, granulated. I think it's granulated. I swear I'm not ignorant. I'm hella college educated. But anyways, this glitter is from Violet Voss. It is called Cynthia. And it's not like their other ones. It's like really fine. Like hella fine. So you'll see all this in the tutorial. You guys usually don't show me love when I do like outside of the box looks like this, but I filmed it anyway because I know there are a small bunch of you who really love like edgy, colorful, like what was she doing that worked, but I would have never tried it type of looks. So that's one of these looks right here. So if you want to see how I achieved it, continue watching. So here I am, blank faced it, me and my huge pimple that I want to kill. I am priming my face with Benefit's Pore Professional. It minimizes my pores and gives me a matte finish. Probably not ideal for dry skin, but I like it. I'm going to start my brows. I'm using Hourglass Dark Brunette Brow Pencil to frame my brows before filling them in with my Ebony Brow Powder by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And then I'm going to comb them through with a spoolie. I went my brows in depth on the last video, so check that out if you want to see a more detailed, slower version. Anyways, I'm cleaning them with Max 195 brush and Studio Finish Concealer in NC 50, the same color as my foundation. Rubbing in the cream, getting them nice and fleeky before adding some brow gel that is also from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I'm rubbing in my foundation, MAC Studio Fix Fluid, with this brush from Artiste. I used this in the last tutorial with my powder, translucent powder, so I was just trying it with my foundation for the first time. It blends it in really well. These brushes are pretty expensive, so unless you're a professional makeup artist, you can probably use something else, but I really like it. Next, I'm going in with Lime Crime's eyeshadow brightener. You really don't need this for a primer because the eyeshadow stick is already a primer, but I wanted to lighten it up a little bit. This is Ski Bunny, and I'm using a flat synthetic brush to rub it on my lid. I'm keeping it nice and wet for as long as I can because I'm going to use it to stick my glitter, which is called Cynthia from Violet Voss. I'm patting it onto my lid while the primer is still wet so that it sticks. I obviously have a little fallout, so I'm using a little piece of tape to gently pick it up off of my face. Now I'm using Enigma and Lovesick, starting with Enigma first in the outer corner. It's going to be a little bit difficult to blend the transition because, like I said, the eyeshadow slick is pretty sticky and it sets and it doesn't move, so you kind of just got to go back and forth and blend it as much as you can. And I'm dragging the excess in the crease for some definition. And then I switch brushes. This is the small blending brush from Morphe that I love so much. You guys know that. And I'm going a little bit higher and higher up towards the brow to make a smooth transition and adding a little bit of the Lovesick with this fluffy brush to go up even higher but make it a little bit more gradient. And once I get it almost underneath my brow area, I'm going in with Unseen from the same Melt Cosmetics brand, and I'm buffing that right underneath my brow. Once everything's blended, you can remove your tape and clean up the excess. I'm going to highlight and contour. I'm not going to go in full detail with this, guys. It's getting a little repetitive. I do this in every video, and you can check the last video I just did where I went over all the steps and everything that I used. But here's just a quickie of me doing the rest of my face with my highlighting and contouring routine. All the products are in the same last video, as I said, so just check the previous video to check this out in detail. Now I'm just adding my blush, my favorite, of course, from MAC, Amber Rose, and my favorite highlighter from Gerard Cosmetics. I got a new one, y'all. If you saw the video where it like completely fell apart. Got a new one. Thank you so much, Jen. And I'm highlighting the tops of my cheeks and my nose. Next, I'm moving on to the rest of my eyes. I completed one eye, as you can see right here. Next, I'm adding Amelie, also from Melt Cosmetics, to the inner corners of my eye, not only on the lash line, but a little bit at the top of the inner corner of the lid. You can apply the product there and then clean off the brush a little bit to blend it so that it's not so choppy and you have a nice blend into the lid area and the lash line area. Once I have that highlighted, I'm going to go in with my waterline pencil. I'm using the Ciate Olivia Palermo Collab Liner. It has a smudger on one end and the other end has this nice coal black pencil. And I'm adding that heavily to my waterline and tightlining at the top first. And I'm going to later on smudge this pencil on my waterline with Enigma first in a smudging brush to blend out the black, and then to lighten it up a little bit, I dab the same brush into Lovesick. Then of course you want to blend the transition between Amelie and the darker red colors before adding your mascara. This is Too Faced Better Than Sex. Then I'm applying a heavy layer to my bottom lashes before adding my wing liner. I'm using Morphe's liner brush to create my pretty thin wing. Well, it's thinner than I usually do. And I am applying NYX Gel Liner for this wing liner. Next, I'm adding my lashes. These are called Grand Glamour from the Vegas Snay Eylure collab. My favorite of that collection. I'm adding that with House Flash's Lash Glue. You can cut them as needed, but these fit my eyes perfectly. Add some mascara to blend in your real lashes with your falsies, and you're done with the eyes, y'all. Moving on to the lips. I am using Ellarie ColourPop Liner, my favorite, you guys know this, and I'm applying it heavily in the outer corners because I'm going to do an ombre. I'm smudging it out with this brush that's also from Artis, making it a little bit easier before adding my Lippie. This is called Tulle, also from ColourPop, that I'm adding with the lip brush and cleaning with Max 195. And here's the final look. So voila, hope you guys like it. I told you it was a little bit different. Actually, it started off real tragic and I was getting ready to cut the camera off, but it always comes together. Have faith. Anyways, if you loved it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can simply click off the video. You know, don't have to thumbs down. It's kind of mean, but you know, do you. And don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for some other videos coming up. But until then, love you guys. Mwah.